Don't you wish there were just easy hacks on how to be social? It'll make everything so much easier, like a video game. Well, you kinda can, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how. Hello and welcome back everybody to my channel called Social Cues. Here at Social Cues we make sure that we unleash your inner social potential. That way you can survive and thrive in any social interaction so that you can become a more positive influence in people's lives. Now I don't know if you can hear, but there's a carnival going on outside, but I had to take advantage of this awesome lighting, so sorry about that. It's okay, I'll just overlay my own music. But anyways, let's get started. So I'm going to give you guys 4 social tips that's going to kind of instantaneously make you guys more pleasing to be around those around you. First tip is mindset. Now with mindset, you hear this a lot in other videos, but mindset just means believing yourself, you know, because a lot of people, based on what they've been through, just kind of put themselves down. You know, they take their awful experiences of their past and they think that just because that everybody else has told them time and time again that they're a shitty person, they're actually a shitty person. And most of the time they're not, you know. Sometimes they just have bad people around them and they kind of start believing it and they get comfortable with the idea that, you know, like, oh, I suck, you know, and I can't do things. So always believe in yourself. You guys are awesome. You can do anything. You're great. I love you guys. Always believe in yourselves, because once you say you can't, right? Because that's you putting the bad thoughts into your mindset. So wherever the mind goes, the body will follow, right? So always have a positive mindset. You guys can do it. Side tip: if you're having a bad day, you're entitled to feel bad. Like, we have emotions, we're people. We are entitled to our feelings. But, you know, being sad doesn't help you. And if something bad happened, being upset doesn't help you, right? So it's okay to be sad and upset, but just know that you shouldn't try to linger on those feelings too much, because it just keeps you down, makes you feel worse. And if you can try to smile through it, then do it, because if anything, that will help your mind overcome these barriers. But if you're gonna still stay in this like sad and upset mindset just because that's what you're used to and it's comfortable, and you don't even try to like smile and, you know, enjoy those around you, or just, I don't know, search up some cute kittens or puppy videos, you know, it's not gonna help you, right? So just try your best to maintain your positive attitude even when you're in the darkest of times, you know, because when you're in the darkness, the light shines the most bright. The next one is eye contact and smile. So this one's very important, because the face is the gateway to the soul and the eyes are the interpreter, right? So I think some philosopher said that, Cicero or something. Anyways, so you guys are gonna make sure that you look people directly in the eyes and smile, right? Because imagine that somebody is coming up to you and the second they see you, they're like, hey, what's up? Or if somebody's like not facing you and then they turn to you and they instantly just go like, oh, hey, how you doing? That's gonna make you feel good, right? Because they're genuinely happy to see you. The second your eyes meet, they smile, right? So that's a positive trait. That's a positive thing that you can express to another human emotionally, right? Because humans are very social and emotional creatures. So all you gotta do is smile and look them in the eyes, and that's kind of a way to just instantly make somebody feel good towards you. Granted, if you know, cursed them out in the past, it's not just gonna instantaneously work with you, right? But it's very important, because eye contact also shows confidence. So people who don't have good eye contact clearly are uncomfortable with the person in front of them. So let's say we're talking to each other and I'm just kind of like, yeah, so I did this and, you know, it was really cool. You know, it shows that like I can't just be real with you and just talk to you and look you in the eyes, right? So being confident, looking them right in the eyes, smiling, show them that you care about them is going to get you a long way in life. Next one is genuine interest. So yes, if you don't care for the person right in front of you, it might be a little hard. But in the time, in the moment, in that conversation, try your best to just learn something from them. Because personally, for example, this happened to me. I don't really like history that much, but, you know, I went to a social gathering and I met this person and she was really into, like, you know, history podcasts. And it was really awesome. Like, she taught me a lot about, like, Genghis Khan and, like, his reign. And it was just so interesting to learn about this stuff, even though, like, I don't really care for it myself. But seeing it come from another person who also genuinely cares about it was really cool to me, and I took a genuine interest in it. And I learned something new, and I got to connect with this person better. So at that time, just ask questions about it. Just try to learn something new from them, because you don't know everything. Nobody knows everything, right? So there's always something that somebody can bring to the table. You just gotta find out what that is about them. And the last one is taking mental notes. So mental notes is when you remember something very crucial about the conversation, something that was important to them, something that they value, something that they just find important, right? So Let's say we take the history example, right? So in a later conversation, taking my mental notes, I can go back to this person and say something like, oh, hey, I ended up listening to one of the podcasts from that series. Or, hey, I found something new about, Genghis Khan. Or just something of that nature, like, oh, hey, I discovered my own podcast because you listening to podcasts inspired me to listen to something that I would like to be interested in learning. So taking mental notes go a long way because, one, the person appreciates the fact that you remembered something about them, not only just something random, but something that was of value to them, and that's the best way to connect with them. And that goes back to genuine interest, right? Imagine you talking to somebody made you do something else in your life, and you told them that, like, hey, because of you, I went out and did this. That's gonna make that person feel great because they were literally an influence in your life by just a simple conversation. So establishing connections based on emotion is very important to hack your way into being social, because that's how humans operate. So you gotta play the game to win. Another example, so I'm a personal trainer, and one of the members in the gym showed me this cool exercise, and I started using it with my clients. And I told this member, hey, the exercise you did was awesome. Like, when you showed it to me, I was so inspired, I showed it to my other clients. The member's like, oh wow, holy shit, like, this fitness professional is taking some advice from me. Because again, everybody can learn something from anybody. And, that person felt really good. Now, the last two steps are pretty much an investment, but, I want you guys to understand that people will talk to you and engage with you more if you are invested in them. Because why would somebody want to engage with you if you're not invested in them? I'm sure if somebody was invested in you, you would appreciate that about them and you would like them a little more, right? Unless you're the person who's like, oh, I don't like people. But you kind of have to do that. That's just the name of the game. Another reason why taking mental notes is important is because you guys can make jokes. So making jokes based off what you guys talked about is cool because it kind of becomes an inside joke, and that person feels, that inside joke gives you kind of like a secret connection with them. So every time you see them, you can do that inside joke, and you guys will develop some rapport on some type of level. It's definitely a hell of a lot better than just being a straight up acquaintance. I have another video called Conversation Roadmap. If you guys haven't checked that out, you can. I'll link it up here in the info card, and I go into that step a little more in detail. But anyways, going back to that member who showed me that exercise, it was on the battle ropes. So next time I see him, I can be like, hey, are the ropes still intact? Or I use them too much, Or I can be like, hey, you gotta get your own battle ropes now because you're using ours way too much. Like, the rope is frayed, come on, guy. Or I can be like, you're here, you're not using the battle ropes? Come on, dude. Now, recapping everything we talked about today. Number one, have a positive mindset that says you can do anything, you can talk to anybody, and that you're a social person. Number two, make sure you have good eye contact and smile. Number three, have genuine interest in the person. Talk about what they want to talk about. And number four, take mental notes. That way it shows you are actively listening to what they said and not just taking it in one ear out the other. So those are my 4 social hacks for you guys. Check out the Instagram, check out the Facebook. That's where I type out most of my ideas. That way my thoughts are more organized. Might be better for some of you, especially if you like reading. It might also fill in the gaps if you guys have any questions. But if you guys do have any questions, please comment down below. I'll answer them all. And question of the day, what have you guys done in your lives that you saw made a more positive, enjoyable impact on your social interactions? Let me know in the comments down below. Read each other's comments, like and share this video. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching Social Cues. Eye contact and smile. Damn it.